Hello there, I'm Chris Capel, and welcome to the Game Watcher review for Alien Isolation. And, oh god, oh, no, stay away, mate, no, get back, no. Hi there, and welcome to our video review for Alien Isolation. Now, I, like many of you, was hurt really badly by Alien's Colonial Marines. It looked like the exact game I always wanted, but then it came out and, well, you know. So you got to pull something major to make me start caring about aliens again, and a first-person stealth survival horror title was exactly the right move to make in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it's by Creative Assembly, who are entirely known for the Total War series of RTSs, but I'm willing to give them a chance. Alien Isolation is set 15 years after the original Alien, so about 40 years before the events of Aliens, and no one quite knows what happened to Ellen Ripley and the crew of the Nostromo. Her daughter Amanda signs up with a group from Weyland-Yutani Corporation to visit the space station Sevastopol after they receive a report that the Nostromo's flight recorder has been found. Unfortunately, things aren't going too good on the station. After being cut off from the ship, Ripley and their group discover there's an alien loose on the station. Ooh. The story is actually pretty good, at least for gameplay purposes. There are a few surprises, some you'll see coming a mile off, and some you won't. But the writing and dialogue is of a very entertaining standard. I particularly like the introduction of rival corporation Seegson, who make cheaper, low-quality androids and are generally so incompetent they can't even spell their own name right. It's nice to have an alien game where Weyland-Yutani isn't causing every single problem for once, but, well, no spoilers. I will say that there's a great playable flashback scene earlier, which not only adequately explains why there's an alien around, but also ties up a lingering question from Aliens, which is, why did it take so long to find the engineer's ship again? The biggest delight for me was actually the design, and I'm not talking the amazingly lovely graphics. Creative Assembly decided to create a space world styled on the 1970s future that Alien had, and it's a superb choice. Clunky computers with vector graphics, drinking birds, toy robots, boom boxes, and the odd box of cassette tapes lying around really add to the character of the station and the game itself. Furthermore, exploring Sevastopol itself is very reminiscent of System Shock. Creepy abandoned space station, dead bodies scattered around, warnings graffitied on the wall, and audio logs for backstory purposes. The robots that politely ask, "How can I help you?" as they try to murder you, are actually pulled straight from System Shock 2, and I love it. And then there's the alien, and indeed the gameplay of Isolation itself. This isn't a first-person shooter or even a survival horror in the strictest sense, it's a stealth survival game. Whereas in most stealth or survival horror titles you have some advantage over your opponents, like quicker movement, better at hiding, or just being a lot more intelligent than the idiotic enemies you're facing. In Isolation, the alien has every advantage. It cannot be killed, it's faster than you at every pace, it's got a better sense of where you are than you do of it, and it's far too bloody smart. Hide in one place for too long and it'll find you, and distracting it with a flare might work the first time, but eventually you'll start looking for who threw that flare instead. Most impressively, it's unpredictable. It hasn't got a set pattern for you to learn. Sometimes it won't go in a room, and other times it will explore it thoroughly. Then just when you think it's gone away, it will jump out of a vent right in front of you. Once I was in a section I played several times before and hadn't seen it at all, and it suddenly appeared and bit my head off. Facing the alien is an utterly nerve-shredding experience, because you never know how it's going to go, and if it spots you, then you're dead. It's an unforgettable experience facing it, and the pounding of its footsteps alone has been haunting my dreams for the last couple of weeks. Of course, it's not the only enemy you'll face in Sevastopol. Looters, rebelling security officers, and various varieties of crazed androids are in there too. Unlike the alien, these guys can be killed, and there are a variety of guns and craftable items to help against them. This absolutely isn't a shooter though. You only have a small amount of ammo and have to aim very carefully, especially when it comes to the stronger androids, and most of the time it's better to try and avoid combat as it's generally discouraged. A single gunshot will bring the alien straight to you, although you can use that fact to humorous effect if any looter tries to shoot at you instead. These moments provide good variety to the gameplay, and while nowhere near as buttock-clenching as an Alien encounter, they do help to pace things out at least. There's a lot of game here, about 15 to 20 hours worth, depending on how many times you die, and most of it is great. That said, there is definitely some unnecessary padding in there, particularly around the middle of the game. The game's already a decent length, so I don't know why Creative Assembly felt the need to bog the fun stuff down with a bit of pointless fluff, but still, the majority of playtime is utterly awesome. I do have things to mention though that annoyed me while playing. Nothing critical, but still frustrating nonetheless. The save system for starters is utter bollocks. There's the occasional rare autosave, but primarily you have to save at manual checkpoints that take far too long and are badly spaced out. Either you'll see loads or just not enough. Objectives are sometimes unclear, and when you're facing an 8-foot tall space monster, the last thing you want is poor waypointing or the sudden requirement of an item you didn't know you needed. While the alien's wonderful and the androids are creepy, the humans, both friendly and antagonistic, are rubbish. They're stupid, they're poor lip syncing, they get in the way, and they're not that believable, to be honest. Finally, I don't like the way that using something pins you to it, so that if you're looting a body or examining a computer, there's no quick way to get off of it, which is absolutely deadly in a game like this. All of these are just minor things, really, and while they did drag the score down from the hallowed eras of the 9s, they don't stop Alien Isolation for being a superb game and nearly the best Alien game ever. Monolith's Aliens vs Predator 2 still holds the crown in my opinion, but it's very close. At the very least, Sega have redeemed themselves and the Aliens franchise. Alien Isolation is a nerve-wracking, stomach-twisting, bowel-moving, edge-of-your-seat experience, and is unlike every other game out there. It's a true survival horror. I scored Alien Isolation a very good 8.5, and it's out now for PC, 360, PS3, PS4 and Xbox One.